Hi, my fellow teachers. I am teacher Keneisha. Welcome to my platform. Today, I am going to be talking about lesson plan. All right. So I will be posting a lesson plan example of the one that I showed today in the description to help my fellow teachers. Let's dive right into the video. Okay, so upon writing your lesson plan, the first thing that you need is your weekly plan. And your weekly plan should consist of what you see here on your screen. The weekly plan make it easier for you to write your plan. Make sure that you include the developmental objectives, wellness, communication, valuing culture, intellectual empowerment, respect of self and others' environment, and resilience. Going down to the structuring of your plan, you should have free play. That is what the children do when they come in the morning. Some free play can be playing with blocks, building puzzle, etc. Then you have devotion, and you would put in your devotion songs, national anthem. Then you will have writing readiness. You don't have to have this, but I have this because this is a part of my early work that I give to my students. Next in line is circle time. This is so essential. This is the enjoyable part of the lesson where you interact with the children, and this is where you teach from the curriculum. So, as you can see, my theme is plant, right? So, we're going to have a discussion about the different parts of plant and how I get my children to remember what is teach, what is taught is that I don't tell them. I ask them, I pull them out for them to express to me what they think about whatever I ask. So the less you tell them, the more they will learn because they think you bring out the thinking. And I love that about circle time. Then we move on to guided learning. This is when you guide the children to do the activity either from their notebook, their textbook, or from a sheet of paper, whatever you're giving the lesson from. And the guided learning consists of the main, the teacher direct, and the two independent activity. So you would break them up in groups of threes and do the teacher directive first. All right. So now, followed by that, you have creative activity. This is when the children bring their imagination alive. You allow them to do the activity on their own. You just supervise them with the glue or whatever they need, but allow them to be their creative self. Don't be doing it for them. So, if they're not able to squeeze the glue from the bottle, you can put it in a cover cap or something and they dip their finger and wipe on their object and paste. Allow them to be independent, allow them to create on their own, and this is how they learn and master as they go along. And the next thing we have covered here is outdoor play, which is so essential. Hard work without play make Jack a dull boy. So yes, outdoor play followed by story time. I love when my story entwine with what I teach in and circle time. Yes, I love when the whole day just goes smooth and sweet. Then the children can come tomorrow and say they remember what they learned when you ask them what did teacher teach today, because right through the day you keep the same concept going. Now, let's go to our daily plan. This is how I structure my daily plan. I include my writing readiness. This is the early work that the children do in the morning when they come to school. As I mentioned before, you don't have to do this because a lot of teachers don't do this. I just do it. What if I'm not able to be in school on a day that and another teacher is teaching? At least they will know what to do if the children come in early, finish play, and they are used to teacher giving them something to do. All right. So you don't necessarily have to do what I do. This can be excluded from your plan. All right. So we're going to move on now. So I do it just like a normal plan for them, which we sing a song and I give them the little easy assessment, which will last for maybe about 10 to 15 minutes. And in everything I do, I evaluate to see how the child is progressing. And that helps me to know how to bring the lesson across. And the early work help because what if you have a slow child in the class? You can plan your early work to suit that specific child needs. So you can try that idea. All right, so now circle time. And this is how I structure my circle time activity. So I put my duration slash time, the skills organizing, so it's a whole group, activity title, and then my objective. So at the end of the lesson, children should be able to do what? Right? So my content is plant have different parts. Some parts of the plants are the leaf, stem, flowers, roots, etc. And you will see that in my objective, I would say at the end of the lesson, children will be able to recognize that plant have different parts, identify the different parts of a plant, count the different parts of a plant, sort plants into large and small groups, identify the numeral 8 and associate to 8 objects. So the last one come last on my list because I cover the curriculum first. And then I will touch on a number for today, or the next day I will touch on a letter, and that is how I bring across my lesson. Then I'll make sure to include the material that I'm going to use, my vocabulary, the words that I'm going to introduce to the children, my procedure, and most importantly, I always start off with my song. So before I dive into the lesson, we sing a song. All right, so my developmental steps. This is how I bring the lesson across. So, step one, children will then be invited to look at a plant and identify the parts of the plant mentioned in the song. After looking at the plant, children will be asked to touch different parts of the plant and identify the parts they have touched. Children will then be engaged in a discussion with teacher about different parts of a plant, etc. And as always in circle time, I give an assessment. So children will be called on randomly to name at least two parts of a plant and start to them by teacher. All right. And as always, my evaluation. I write down my evaluation to see who get the lesson, if the lesson came across right, who answers question, etc., etc. And also if there is something else that I can go back to the drawing board on Friday during my revision and bring it back. Okay, guided learning. Yes, guided learning lasts for 1 hour. And here you have my materials, my skill, and teacher direct. So as you know, we introduced the numeral 8. So I am going to give the numeral 8 as my teacher directive, and my introductory activity will be for the children that can do random stuff on their own while I'm doing the teacher directive. All right, and my assessment. Each child will be called on and given a set of 8 objects to share a particular amount and say how many they have left. This will be a practical done with every child. And my two independent 1 and 2 children will draw 8 objects, color 8 objects from a selection of objects, and write the numeral 8. And as always, you have my evaluation. And also in different plan, they would color. I normally send home the easy activity to the parents, like if they're gonna color a plant or so, send that home for homework, and I get the writing out of my children. Yes. So now we're going on to guided creative. This is when you allow the children to be creative. Guided creative lasts between 20 to 25 minutes. As you can see, my activity, they're going to be doing finger paint slash drawing plants part. Skills, observing, manipulating. Material, they will be using paint and blank paper. So if they're unable to paint, finger paint, and draw, then in the material I would have to put crayon or pencil. All right, so my objective, children will be able to continue to develop their creativity, identify and distinguish the various parts of a plant. As always, we start our lesson with a song. So children will observe as teacher use her finger in different colors, plan to draw the part of a plant. And my developmental step, my assessment, my evaluation, followed by the fun part of the day, outdoor play. Yes, at the top up there you will see that we're doing sports day practicing now. So I wanted was to change this one from them doing the regular outside play, because today they were supposed to go outside, climb the monkey bar, and push, swing, all of that. But it's now when you're getting this plan, we're doing sports day. So this plan was written before, so now I want to change it up for them to do like potato race, you name it. All right. Last but not least, story time. And as I mentioned before, I try to bring the lesson that I teach in circle time right across the board until class end. So for story time, they're gonna be doing part of a plant, and they are going to watch a video. My skills, my material, and my objectives. All right, and here you have my introductory song, which most of us we start our story time with. Story time, story time, story time. And I also include a little booklet. So if I'm not able to play the video from YouTube, I would have a story that I would read to them. And the questions are there, and my evaluation is also there. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. As you know, I already write a whole weekly plan, but I just show you one daily as example. Always send home homework, get the parents involved in the lesson, so this will help the children to can go home and express to their parents what they learned today. As you can see at the end of my lesson, I have parental involvement. Children will make sets of 8 by drawing more objects on sets given by teacher to make 8. Um, Message me down below if you are not able if to. I think I would rather to email the lesson plan to you guys. So message me for this specific plan and I would email it to you if this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe for more beautiful content like these. Have yourself a wonderful and productive day.